That reason alone is very enough.
To provide
when our candidate fighting at the civic center, you failed to provide security. I was in Magoy.
You think you are the police?
No, you are asking me as an individual.
No, I'm asking you as police.
No.
Apart from the uniform you have, which you respect, you are just like me.
Okay. Let me explain. This is our position. We have told everyone, all political party participants, to say they cannot go ahead. And I will not want to speak anything other than this. Who are you?
That's where the launch was supposed to take place from. Unfortunately, because of these developments, the launch seems to have been put off. From the look of things,
Tear gas canisters were fired yesterday as aspiring member of parliament Gary Nkombo tried to launch his campaign and it was blocked. And police say that campaigns in Mazabuka constituency, Mazabuka Central constituency, have been suspended for a while due to what they termed as the current situation in that particular constituency. So Honorable Nkombo, the former member of parliament for Mazabuka Central, tried to launch his campaign yesterday and he was blocked. They tried to go ahead, but police fired tear gas to disperse the people that were gathered to try and launch that particular campaign. It's a beautiful Monday morning. Welcome to the Royal Breakfast Show. My name is Marco Kwakozi. This is a show that comes to you every weekdays at exactly 06 hours. Thank you very much for joining us. You're watching us live on channel 277 on DSTV, channel 23 on GoTV. On Top Star, we are on channel 89. Whilst on the StarTimes decoders, we are on channel 543. We're also live on our Facebook page, which is CrownTVZambia. And of course, not forgetting our YouTube channel, which is also CrownTVZambia. Now, we want to hear from you. This is a very, very interactive program. We want to hear your thoughts on the issues that we're going to be looking at this particular morning. You can go to our Facebook page, CrownTVZambia, go to the comment section and leave your contributions there. Alternatively, you can send your text messages to 0979 958392, or you can call us a little later on that very number. We'll be more than happy to hear what your thoughts are as we move on this program this particular morning. It is fully packed show. Of course, we are also going to be looking at what transpired in Chawama as regards the violence that happened there. And also, we are going to be discussing issues to do with sports. As you may be aware that the Copper Queens are hosting a Four Nations tournament on the Copper Belt, and games were played on Saturday, and we'll be giving you the results and everything that happened during that particular tournament that was is being held in Ndola at the Levi Mwanawasa Stadium. It's a Four Nations tournament. We'll be giving you the details of what happens after the Saturday results. Let's now get into it. And of course, as we did indicate earlier, that this is a very interactive show. We want to be getting from you also what your thoughts are as regards what you're going to be looking at this morning. At exactly 06:30, we'll be getting into the news. And of course, we'll be looking at what is making the headlines in the newspapers this morning. And also, we'll be sharing with you how the money markets look like this particular morning. And of course, what happened in history on this particular day, which is the 8th of June. And of course, today being 2026, what happened in the years back on this particular day. We're going to be looking at that as well on this particular program. But for now, let's start with looking at how the money markets look like this morning, how the kwacha is performing against other major currencies this morning. Against the South African rand, the kwacha is buying for 1 kwacha 6 ingwe and selling for 1 kwacha 8 ingwe. Against the Great British Pound, the kwacha is buying for 23 kwacha 39 ingwe and selling for 23 kwacha 79 ingwe. Against the US dollar, the kwacha is buying for 17 kwacha 44 ngwe and selling for 17 kwacha 74 ngwe. And against the euro, the kwacha is buying for 20 kwacha 20 ngwe and selling for 20 kwacha 54 ngwe. That's how it's looked like. That's how the kwacha is performing against other major currencies. And of course, remember that these rates are as of 06 hours this morning, and they vary from bank to bank, and they may change at any given time. So even as we wake up, as you go to change that dollar that you have, that euro that you have, that pound that you have, be mindful that they differ from bank to bank, and of course they may change at any given time. Those are your rates this morning, and that is how it looks like for a Monday. That's how this week starts. The quarter starts on that particular note. So remember that those rates are as of 06 hours this morning, and they are bound to change at any given time. They also vary from bank to bank, so it depends which bureau you go to this particular morning. Now let's move on, and moving on, we'll be looking at what is making what happened on this day in history, what is in our today in history this morning. And also remember that this day also is World Oceans Day, that is commemorated on the 8th of June. But for now, let's get to look at what happened on this day in history. Thank you very much. So that is what happened in history on this particular day. Of course, this is the day that the South African Airways was allowed to fly over Africa because they had made a lot of progress as regards fighting apartheid in 1991. And about 3 days from today, no, 2 days from today, on the 10th of June, of course, Parliament signed that particular bill to stop apartheid in South Africa. And also, this is the day that Gabonese President Omar Bongo died. And of course, various other very interesting events happened on this day in history. I have now been joined by Mainza. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Very good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I like that we're talking about South African Airways, one of my favorite airlines. They've got really good service, eh? They're really, really, really nice. And away from that, they pride themselves in a good experience. But a lot of things happened today in history. And yes, we're a few days in the month of June, and really, it is an interesting month. It's one of my favorite months, Mr. Kozi, I should tell you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Let's get to hear what is on your mind this morning.
Honorable Gary Nkombo. I would like to pretend we will not want to touch on that topic, or just looking at what's happening in social media. That's been on my mind this weekend. I have ended my weekend on that note. That is purely on my mind today. What is on your mind, Mr. Kofi?
Well, there's some issue of Honorable Gary Nkombo in Mazabuka district.
That's right.
And of course what transpired yesterday. He was set to launch his campaign in Mazabuka Central constituency. But unfortunately, it was not allowed. And police in Mazabuka say that they've suspended campaigns for now for everybody. And that is why they could not allow that particular event to take place. But it is interesting because we are in the campaign period.
Right.
And I think that candidates must be allowed to campaign. But of course, police have a lot that they look at, especially when it comes to the security of the people in that particular area. But I think that is what is on our mind, and I'm hoping that we exhaust that particular discussion.
That's right. I think we will continue to unpack it, but we like to start off our day just knowing what is happening, and away from that, just to touch on the various headlines.
Yes, indeed. So let's just take a short break, and when we come back, we'll be getting into the daybreak news. It's a beautiful Monday morning. Thank you very much for joining us for the Daybreak News. Now, patients seeking health care services at Solwezi General Hospital are forced to share a single bed space due to high demand. Ministry of Health in the Northwestern Province has confirmed that 2 sick patients are now sharing a single bed as population continues. Now, Provincial Health Director Dr. Lakson Chiditika says an inadequate bed space at the facility, which is the referral hospital for the entire province, has been big challenge facing the facility. He explains that the population at the facility has skyrocketed and the demand is so high, which is negatively impacting on bed capacity.
An unprecedented surge in patient volume at Solwezi General Hospital has pushed the facility far beyond its capacity, forcing administrators to place patients in storage rooms. The human toll of this crisis is already being felt by families navigating the overload system. The high demand for service has created a strain on the facility's limited accommodation and treatment space. The facility has continued grappling with inadequate bed capacity, a situation that continues to affect healthcare delivery and patient comfort. Ministry of Health Northwestern Provincial Health Director Dr. Lakson Chitikita says the storage of beds has made it difficult to provide quality healthcare services, with patients often forced to share limited space.
Beyond what can contain. The population has skyrocketed. The demand is so high. And when you go around PAs, you will not be shocked to find that one bed is accommodating 2-3 patients. So there is a very big need to ensure that a space issue, in as far as our hospital is concerned, is addressed. And I know that this is a matter on your table.
Dr. Chidikta is calling for urgent interventions to expand capacity and improve healthcare delivery at their facility.
Big challenge, PAs, which you know very well, is the space. The bed capacity, the space in general at this hospital, which happens to be also a referral hospital for the entire province. It's out of.
Northwestern Province Permanent Secretary Colonel Wishkot Katambi says the government is aware of the challenges facing the facility.
Don't treat patients according to their status. I think doctors, nurses, you are taught at school, in those colleges. There's a tendency of, say, you hear Colonel Katambi has been hospitalized, admitted, you quickly rush there because of his status. Then, in the same queue, on the same queue, there's somebody called Chidikita.
The challenge highlights broader concerns about infrastructure gaps in Zambia's healthcare system. With just few bed space available, the question remains, how is it going to serve thousands? Patrick Mackay, CrownTV News, Solwezi.
In other stories, most girls in most rural schools still face the painful choice of staying in class or staying home when they start their monthly cycle, as poor menstrual hygiene not only threatens health but also fuels stigma, absenteeism, and the risk of school dropouts. At Luala Day Secondary School in Kasama, the Rotary Club of Kasama Central is working to change the narrative as the club engaged learners in open discussions on menstrual hygiene management. Rotary Club President Leroy Masawansofu says the initiative is about more than product, but it's about protecting girls' right to education.
If you are not on your periods and there's someone who has an emergency, you can do what? You can help them.
For many girls in school, managing menstruation with dignity can mean the difference between staying in class or staying home. Poor menstrual hygiene not only affects health, but also risks school dropouts, stigma, and long-term reproductive infections. At Lualwa Day Secondary School, the Rotary Club of Kasama Central is changing that story. The club spent time with learners, educating them on menstrual hygiene management and opening up on conversations often kept in whispers.
Because of this plastic, you can't just throw it like that. I mean, time. So what do? You rinse this, you wash it. Time. When you wash it, but because of the water, like if you have when you open this, you open. If you have yes. So when you open, not to flash a plastic, not plastic. If you look at it, we use the packet just because they won't be the sort of thing. So the bacteria is when you open, if you have flash, and what you remain with is the plastic. The plastic is clean. You can just literally wash it again. No wash.
Rotary Club of Kasama Central President Leroy Masawansofu says the fight against period poverty is also a fight for dignity, as the club provided sanitary products to ensure girls do not miss school or drop out because of their monthly cycle.
The sanitary pads we're donating today are a small contribution towards ensuring that no girl misses school because of her period. Education is one of the most powerful tools to build our better future, and therefore we encourage you to remain focused on your studies, to work hard and to believe in yourselves. To all the pupils here today, I encourage you to respect one another, support your classmates, and create a positive and understanding school environment that benefits everyone. As Rotary, we believe in serving our communities and empowering young people to reach their full potential. We hope this gesture reminds you that there are people who care about your well-being and that are rooting for you to be successful.
School administration has welcomed the initiative, saying it will help reduce absenteeism and protect the dignity of girls in the classroom.
First of all, I'll start by appreciating for all the sanitary pads that they have given to each and every single one of us who's here. And second of all, I'll also appreciate on the education that they have given us about hygiene while we're on our menstrual periods, because some of us were not even aware that this is what we're supposed to do. So we thank you very much for the guidance that you have given us.
A girl child sometimes is discriminated in school, especially whereby if they are not given these sanitary towels. These girls, they really need to be protected. And you have come at a school which is a day school, whereby it's not easy to keep a girl child without sanitary towels. We really appreciate your coming.
At Lualwa, the conversation has started, and for these girls, it means staying in school, learning with confidence, and growing without shame. Reporting for Crown in Kasama, I'm Chanda Wellington.
Thank you for coming to our school.
The National Action for Quality Education in Zambia, NACEZ, has challenged political parties contesting the 2026 general elections to present clear and actionable plans for improving the quality education in the country. NACEZ Executive Director Dr. Aaron Sansa says despite the progress in expanding access to education, learning outcomes remain poor with the high levels of learning poverty, teacher shortages and inadequate learning facility continuing to affect schools across the country. Dr. Chansa says political leaders must prioritize investment in teacher motivation, school infrastructure and teaching material, adding that quality education rather than access alone is critical to Zambia's sustainable development.
A permanent feature on Zambia's education landscape was engraved when Republican President Hakainde Hichilema signed the Free Education Bill into law. This development now safeguards every child's education journey, ensuring that no learner is denied access to school because of financial barriers. However, stakeholders say access alone is not enough if the quality of education remains poor. It is for this reason that the National Action for Quality Education in Zambia, NACEZ, is calling on political parties contesting this year's general elections to provide clear and actionable plans for improving the country's education system. NACEZ Executive Director Dr. Aaron Chansa says Zambia continues to grapple with high levels of learning poverty, overcrowded classrooms, and a shortage of teaching and learning materials.
National Action for Quality Education in Zambia is today demanding for clear and concrete plans from all political parties that are competing in the August 2026 elections on education. We are aware that this country is doing very well on access to education from primary to secondary school levels. But we are also aware that the quality of education in this country is very poor. We have more than 90% learning poverty. Our learners, especially those that are in primary schools, are not reading and writing.
The organization has since urged aspiring leaders to outline how they intend to improve teacher motivation, expand education infrastructure, and support the implementation of the competence-based curriculum.
A lot of our schools are not able to implement the new curriculum, which is competence-based. Very few have equipment, laboratories, computers, internet, and other necessities that are important to make sure that teachers are able to implement the new curriculum We don't even have the new textbooks. And we also know that the teacher-pupil ratios that are obtaining in most of our schools across the country are way beyond the normal, which is one teacher against 45 learners in a class. In some instances, classes are having more than 100 learners in a class.
As Zambia advances its education reforms, stakeholders say education remains the backbone of national development, the foundation upon which the country's future prosperity and posterity depend, which is why any person seeking public office should have a clear roadmap to make the education system better. Reporting for Crown TV News in Lusaka, Chanda Mwango.
Moving on in sports news, Copper Queens coach Nora Hoptel has urged her players to be more clinical and convert chances into goals. Hoptel remarks came after Zambia urged Kenya on post-match penalties to qualify for the semi-finals of the Four Nations tournament being played on the Copper Belt. Scoring opportunities. She regretted that the team missed numerous scoring opportunities during regulation time. The victory over Kenya, ranked 142nd globally, keeps Zambia alive in the tournament. The Copper Queens are using the Four Nations as part of their preparations for the 2026 Women's World Cup, Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers.
We started with a very stable approach, tactic-wise. I think we were very good control in the first half. Created 4 big chances, out of which we scored 1 goal. Probably we should having more efficiency in terms of convert the rate of chances we created earlier. Also, ended out of the break, adjusted position again in the tactics, went out a bit more offense, and I think everything worked well up to the 70th minute. We should but also have there, we created 2-3 chances which we just need to convert. And I think it will be close, so 70 minutes for me. Good control, and also good evolution, that we added an element in the offense which clicked well. And then we got this set piece in. It's a bit silly error, an ongoing thing we need to work on. The defense set pieces. Also, we created a little bit too much free kicks against us. Maybe the ref is also visited a bit too much. But also there we need to make a bit less fouls and yeah.
That is it. That's all we had for the Daybreak News this morning. Don't forget to join us again for another bulletin at exactly 12 hours as we bring to you other latest news stories. For now, let's take a short break, and after that, we'll continue with the Royal Breakfast Show.
The ultimate business stage is back. From the 1st to the 7th of July, the trade fairgrounds in Ndola will be buzzing with endless opportunities. But how does your business stand out in the crowd? You get on the big screen with Crown TV. We will be live in Ndola, ready to take your brand straight into the homes of millions. From primetime commercials to exclusive event coverage, we create advertising that drives real results. Don't miss out. Visit the Crown TV stand in Ndola between July 1st and July 7th, or contact our sales team today to secure your special trade fair advertising package. Crown TV, feel the honor.
Can I persuade do I say?
Because I took after 3 days was.
Oh.
Iwo mfano unambo bema chamba ka?
Sini mabaira uziba nuzibu.
Life yako pemwe unambo pesika na Victor ina chicha.
Victor sije pemwe na organiza.
Peka mkwema machi. Kuno.
tako kuponera mulavu wanfu.
He's tall, dark. Victor umenetiza wamenangala. Victor ni giant kwa mtu aliyense pano sapi.
Ponenda kupasa mfano ilikoti.
Kwa kwanza, antikale sote apeti watambe sote. Ni poza hiyo. Bonze kutika kabaka hiyo. Musu anakwenda na watu wake hapo start.
And strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ have come. Lift one hand and now lift the other hand, because our man of God in a surrendered position is more dangerous than an entire army.
The Lord of hosts is the one who is the King of glory. So when you're with the Lord of hosts, you can access the glory realm. He is the King of glory who rules over all creation.
It is your gift that will bring you before great men. Each of you have a gift. The Bible says Jesus took captivity captive and gave gifts unto men. All of you have a gift. Find it and use it to solve the problems of others. Therein lies your wealth.
Whenever we are increasing, we become a threat to the children of darkness. Even Jesus saw them in his time and he identified them. He said, "You children of serpents."
Landeni tuminene.
Hamuleke lumitiseze.
Shiteni tumiretere.
Mabuna tu afianta manga fulani kimwai kibati wanu na fiata chizo in the mix balala pandalama ba fianta ma.
Mwakokola sana okwebati bishabayi chipeketa mwesabene wamakoeni mu Zambia namba 3 wani chimpundula asho aba umwe abakosereka. Kuwina kumoba city ukutamba no kuwina
Chila mulungu kasondo ku Crown TV ne nshita ya 1930 ifya kuwina.
Mobile City, the phone's paradise.
Numerous cases of people falling asleep have been reported across the African continent. No one can explain this phenomenon.
With 24/7 FIFA World Cup coverage, sleep can wait. Everything can wait.
Catch all 104 matches from as little as 255 kwacha, only on DSTV.
Thank you very much. Welcome back. You're still on the Royal Breakfast Show. This is the Monday edition, the 8th of June, 2026. And of course, we were just having our daybreak news and very, very interesting stories coming through from the daybreak news. Mainza, it is interesting that the story that I picked, of course, is to do with the children in schools that have to make a choice, whether to go to school or to stay away because they've started their cycle.
I think period poverty it's been a very uncomfortable conversation for years, and now that we are shining a light on being able to just make sure children get an education, now we have free education which is low. It will be interesting to see that area is touched and addressed, because we are all mothers and fathers to girls, all right? And I think recognizing that this is a normal part of their life and it needs to be addressed. I've always heard women come around and talk about this, surely advocates, They always say, when you go to public facilities, you often find free condoms, right? Sex is a choice, but period poverty is not a choice. So we need to be able to extend some grace, but it's very unfortunate. And these are things that are very real and do happen. And it is the story that stood out for me the most. It's nice to see that certain efforts are being made to curb this issue of period poverty.
Well, there also a very interesting story from Solwezi,
yes.
Where we hear now that patients are sharing the same bed space. And the authorities there are saying that, look, it's a referral hospital, right. And the population has skyrocketed, and they do not have bed space to contain the patients.
I don't know how to feel about this. I just think you can foresee a certain situation. It shouldn't have to come to a place where two unwell patients are on one bed. I've personally seen it at a named hospital here in Lusaka, where two women, upon giving birth, were sitting on the same bed for some hours until one bed clears up. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, such things need to be treated with a lot of urgency, because it's a very uncomfortable situation to put women in. And seeing that story from Solwezi, Mr. Kwazi, can you imagine how vulnerable you are when you're sick? And then to find yourself in a situation yakuti mugaba na bed na muntu na patient munzako. I think it's quite frustrating. It's really, really quite frustrating, and we hope that situation will be dealt with. And also, I liked one of the spokespersons that was addressing the medical practitioners there in the clip that we just watched, addressing the fact that every single patient should be treated equally. It should not be as an issue of status and people being given priority treatment because of status. A patient is a patient, regardless of what they do for a living. A patient is a patient.
So those are the stories that were in the Daybreak News. And let's now move and get to look at what is in the papers this morning. What are the stories that are making the headlines in the newspapers? And remember that as we share with you these stories, you can also give us your thoughts on the number 0979 958392. Let us know what your thoughts are as regards the stories that we are sharing with you in the newspapers and, of course, in the Daybreak News. You can pick any of the stories and share with us your thoughts on 0979 958392. Alternatively, you can go to our Facebook page, which is Crown TV Zambia. Go to the comment section and leave your contributions there. We'll be more than happy to hear what your thoughts are. Let's now just have a look at some of the papers that we have for you this morning and the stories that are making the headlines in the papers this morning. And of course, I remember that this is a very interactive show and we want to hear from you, want to hear what your thoughts are as regards the topics that we're looking at this particular morning. But before we get to the papers, Bainza, another interesting story that came up was from Nakez, that is encouraging the people that are contesting for the 2026 general election to give us a proper plan of how they feel that they are going to deal with the issues to do with the education sector and how to improve this particular sector.
Which is very, very interesting, considering the fact that we have touched on education even with the previous story that stood out for both of us. The education sector, now that free education has been made a law, for every single person vying to take up this position of being head of state, leader in various constituencies, wards, whatever it is that you're standing in, there needs to be a proper laid out plan. And I appreciate Nakez coming through and just, speaking on this, because it is a very sensitive and very important sector that needs a lot of attention. So I think it's given. It's only important, which is, I know, our main story, and we will touch on that, is seeing Honorable Garen Kombo being blocked. It's interesting that during campaign period, this is the time that people should come forward. All these people we've been seeing, the people that filed in nominations, all that we've been hearing, all that we've been experiencing for the last few months, this is their time. Yes, Nakes has come forward and said, well, this is what we are looking to do. But even for the average Zambian, it's a good time for us to be able to hear what the plans are.
Yes, indeed. Let's now get to see what is in the papers this morning. As we share with you these stories, remember that you can also get to share with us your thoughts on 0979 958392. That's the number that you can share with us your thoughts on. Or you can go to our Facebook page, which is CrownTVZambia, and give us your thoughts. Work hard, dream big. HH implores youths to be loyal, respectful, and seek God. That's the lead story in today's Times of Zambia newspaper. You can share with us what your thoughts are on that particular story. Other stories: government tightens Ebola preventive measures, is another story that is making the headlines in the Times of Zambia newspaper this morning. The other story says ZCMT receives a fabric orders worth 2 billion United States dollars, is another story that is making the headlines in the Times of Zambia newspaper. Other stories in the Times of Zambia: TBZ fled buyers for self-sponsored growers is another story that is making the headlines. And on the back page, of course, BB11 will be fine, is another story. Of course, this is minutes from Barbara Banda missing that opener of the Four Nations tournament that is being played at the Levi Manawasa Stadium in Indora. Concerns were raised. Coach Nora yesterday, of course, explained the omission of Barbara Banda. So those are stories that are in the Times of Zambia newspaper this morning. You can pick on any of those particular stories and share with us your thoughts on 0979 958392.
That's the number, 0979 958392. Moving on to the news diggers this morning. Millie meal price drops. Sunshine Milling cuts 40 kwacha, citing kwacha gain. That is the leading story in the news diggers. Other stories are transfer of Chawama top cop not linked to violence incident, and that is coming through from the Zambia police. Campaign slow, candidates are broke. Coming through from Mundubile. ECZ refutes claims suggesting Zalumi's arrest. And those are the headlines that we are seeing in the News Diggers newspaper. Remember, you can pick any story and add your voice on 0979 958392 by sending us a text message now and also calling us on the very same number.
Yes, indeed. You can also go to our Facebook page, which is Crown TV Zambia. Go to the comment section and leave your contributions there. We'll be more than happy to hear what your thoughts are as regards these stories. HH deserves second term. Free education and pension reforms must be fully actualized through continuity in government. Dr. Mumba. That's the lead story in the Mass newspaper for today, Monday, the 8th of June. What is your thought on that particular story? Other stories: police stop tear gas Nkombo campaign launch. That's the lead story. That's another story, of course, and that's the story that we are looking at on the program this morning. You can give us your thoughts on that particular story on 0979958392. Alternatively, you can tell us what you think on our Facebook page. Let nothing divide Zambia, Zingo. That's another story there. The other one says UPND cadres will answer for violence, warns Musoni. That's another story that is making the headlines. The other one says act now for El Nino expert ages farmers. That's another story that is making the headlines in the Mass newspaper this morning. So those are the stories that are leading in the Mass newspaper. Remember that you can give us your thoughts on 0979 958392. Alternatively, you can go to our Facebook page, which is Crown TV Zambia. Go to the comment section and leave your contributions there.
Moving on to another newspaper this morning, we do have the Daily Nation coming through with a very strong headline that reads, HH, a strong advocate of free press, and this is coming through from State House. Whitney Mulovela, the State House chief communication strategist, says Hichilema understands that the foundation of democracy depends on the unhinged access to information by citizens. Still in the Daily Nation, we shall not seek revenge. And that is coming through from Munduwile, who does say, and it does read, Tonse Pamosi Alliance shall work to prioritize national peace, unity, advance reconciliation, and ensure citizens will be treated equally, irrespective of their political affiliation or tribe. Gary Nkombo tear-gassed after his scheduled public rally was cancelled by the Zambia police, who cited security reasons, with the UPND warning its members and structures against associating themselves with the former Mazabuka lawmaker. The picture story there does write, a horde of police officers invade and besiege Mazabuka football grounds, the venue for the rally for Gary Nkombo. At the bottom there, Gary Nkombo on the left, in confrontation with Mazabuka District Police Deputy Officer Commanding Stable Chisonga, after his public rally was cancelled. The police have since cancelled campaigns in the district. That is what we do have in the Daily Nation newspaper this morning. Keep in mind, you can add your voice on 0979958392. That's 0979958392.
Yes, indeed. That's the Daily Nation there, and those are the stories that are making the headlines. You can give us your thoughts on Facebook as well. Crown TV Zambia, go to the comment section of this particular broadcast and leave your contributions there. We'll be more than happy to hear what your thoughts are. I declared 58 million quarter assets to ECZ Calabar. I challenge others to follow suit. We need to restore integrity in public office. That's the lead story in the Daily Revelation newspaper this morning, and it's the only story on the front page of this particular tabloid today. You can give us your thoughts on that story by sending your text messages to 0979 958392. What do you think about the candidates declaring their assets?
Moving on to the Zambia Daily Mail, which is our last paper this morning. Membe skips Mpezeni burial, says to avoid spiritual contamination. 35,000 council staff bank on new law. And HH tips youth, work hard, dream big. Still in the Zambia Daily Mail, dismiss petition challenging HH candidature, UPND urges court. And there in the picture story is the Zimbabwean ambassador to Zambia, Charity Charamba, signing a book of condolence in honor of Paramount Chief Mpezeni at a Pendukeni Palace in Chipata. Verify before sharing, and that is coming through from the ECZ. And government acts to strengthen data oversight. And still in the Daily Mail, entrepreneurship train starts rolling. State takes proactive measures against Ebola risk. And a motivational or inspirational note that reads, the best way to find joy is to give it to others. And that is coming through from Robert G. Endersol, I hope. But that is what we do have in the Zambia Daily Mail newspaper this morning. Remember, you can pick any story and add your voice on 0979958392.
Yes, indeed. Those are the stories that are in the Daily Mail newspaper and the other stories in the other papers. And you can pick on any of those particular stories and share with us what your thoughts are on 0979958392. Remember that you can also go to our Facebook page, which is Crown TV Zambia. Go to the comment section and leave your contributions there. We want to hear from you because this is a very, very interactive program. We want to hear what your thoughts are as regards those particular stories and, of course, what we are discussing this morning. So the number is 0979958392. You can drop your text messages on that particular line. Alternatively, you can go to our Facebook page, which is Crown TV Zambia. Go to the comment section and leave your contributions there. Would love to hear what your thoughts are. Very, very interesting stories that have come through from the papers this morning, and I pick the one from the Daily Nation this morning, which says President Hichilema needs another mandate. It's a strong advocate for free press, and I think that should have been the Must newspaper then, or the Diggers newspaper, which says that President Hichilema needs another mandate because free education and pensions. This one by Dr. Nevas Mumba. It's interesting. This is another a leader who is endorsing President Hakainde Hichilema. We have seen quite a number the past few weeks of people that have been endorsing President Hakainde Hichilema for this particular election, with some interesting names like UPPZ leader and of course the Pastor Peter Chanda of the NRP also endorsing President Hakainde Hichilema. So I wonder how this sits with others that are running against President Hakainde Hichilema.
I think that the other thing that does come to my mind whenever I see such a headline, Mr. Kozi, as you've mentioned, we've seen various political leaders. Dr. Nevas Mumba is a leader of a political party. And in this case, he is endorsing our current president, Hakainde Hichilema. But what's interesting is, could this be a reason to why our campaign period is seemingly quiet? One of the headlines did read that Honorable Ryan Mundubele went forward and did state that there's no campaign, or, the campaign atmosphere. I'm rephrasing this and paraphrasing it. It's not what he said in verbatim, but it's seemingly quiet, or it does not feel like we're in campaign period. It is because people are broke. But also, could this be another reason in the fact that opposition party members and leaders are endorsing our current president? What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, there has been a lot of talk previously, prior to the campaigns, that there was no opposition and HH had no competition getting into this particular election. But we saw that some political parties have merged, come up with alliances, and we see especially the Brian Mundubile and Makebi alliance emerging very, very strong. And of course, we know that there are a lot of people that also feel that this is a combination that the country needs. And also we have seen that Honorable Kalawa has been on his feet since 2021. And the Socialist Party leader, Fred Member, as well. He's in the news, of course, in the papers, saying he will not attend the burial of the late Paramount Chief Mpezeni to avoid contamination. But I think that these have been the frontrunners in the opposition, and they've, I think, been consistent from 2021, except Mundubile and Makebi, who have just come together during this period. But Honorable Kalawa and Fred Membe have been in the opposition and have been around since 2021 and have continued to show that they want to take leadership of this particular country. So to say that there hasn't been opposition, they have been there, but maybe it is in the state in which they were in at that particular time when these remarks were being made. But I think that we've seen now a very formidable and competitive team in Mundubile and Makebi, and also Honorable Kalawa and Honorable Mr. Membe seem to be giving the ruling party a good run.
I think, just to re-echo my exact statement, of which maybe there's seemingly less activity. By now, Mr. Kozi, in previous years, campaign years okundeka, right? And it's very interesting in the sense that people, right? It doesn't feel like we're in an election year, so it's quite interesting in that people are curious to find out, say, what is going on, how are people responding to this issue, and also if everybody is endorsing the current president, or we're seeing great leaders or men of influence who are also still political leaders, regardless of where they stand today, whether the founding nominations they're participating in this year's election. It does set a tone. There's two sides to this, in that it does then seem like if everybody is endorsing the current president, then we might not have any need for campaigns because, you know, the work is speaking for itself, or everybody is jumping onto the ruling party or seemingly, you know, endorsing the president, which then seems to be a situation of this is why we have a silent campaign period. But then the other side, again, it does show that if certain political players choose to then endorse the president or endorse any other opposition party leader, then they do align and stand by these principles, rules, or plans that this specific leader has for the Zambian people. But we want to see a time and a situation where this period is supposed to be dedicated to the Zambians. Zambians want to hear what opposition party members are saying. Zambians want to see what political leaders are planning for us going forward. And I think that is why it's quite interesting. But I want to just bring some attention to the story that stood out for me, Mr. Kozi. I'll just take you to the News Diggers newspaper. Minimum price drops by 40 kwacha because of the appreciation of the Zambian kwacha. Kantu kanjala, kantu kava kudya, Mr. Kozi. This is something that I think a lot of people would respond to. Yes, we have been hearing and we've had callers on this very show come forward and say, Timvera kuti best performing currency. Timvera kuti Zambian kwacha each to appreciate. As of Friday, the Zambian kwacha was ranging at 17 kwacha. I visited a few bureaus against the dollar, that is. It was still at 17 kwacha in various bureaus. And my thinking is then, yes, the Zambian kwacha is appreciating. But seeing a situation like this, this is what Zambians are waiting for, where it converts to our everyday life. It's not just something that you're hearing. And yes, with more understanding, with more insight, with more research, you get to learn broadly what this entails. But there's certain Zambians who just want to see this change in their day-to-day. Not understanding kutimailo. You understand what I mean? So, as a committee member of the chief planners and organizers of the homes, we can attest to some of these price changes, and it's reassuring. We've seen prices of cooking oil reduce significantly. You know, now we're hearing from this front page, you've seen the price of millimil reduce significantly. That does ease off the pressure that a lot of Zambian homes are facing.
Yes, indeed. It's a very interesting story, and it also caught my attention. When you see prices coming down now, maybe it answers to the questions that a lot of people have been asking. Yes, the Zambian economy is one of the best performing in the country. President Hakainde Hichilema is the best performing president, but it does not show on the ground. What is there to show that this economy is performing well? What is there to show that the kwacha is strong now? Because prices still remain high. Now, the fact that we see prices coming down, I was in Livingston over the weekend, and I was surprised to find that a 2.5 liter of cooking oil will cost somewhere between 69 and 75 kwacha. Interesting indeed, because those prices were a little bit higher, and it's also shows that yes, indeed, the results of the kwacha performing well, the kwacha hitting 17 are beginning to show. But also remember that there's some section of the society that would want to find out why now. That remember when load shedding ended, everybody was saying, remember the 4 years of load shedding? Yes. Why now has it ended? Because it is an election year. So everybody, some people obviously will want to relate this to the election and say, look, we are in an election year and the price of minimum has come down. We are in an election year, commodities are coming down now. We are in an election year and load shedding has ended. So those are things that probably people would think is because of the campaigns. But we have seen for the past years, that the economy has been doing well, has been praised by various people across the world, and also the Kwacha has been performing well, but we did not see that filter to the people on the grassroots. But we are now seeing the benefits. So I'm hoping that that is the beginning of things improving as regards our economy and how it is performing against the real cost of living.
And I think that's something that, in as much as we may try to ignore it, Mr. Kozi, essential commodities bring decency to a home.
Sure.
You know? And to see that as a Zambian, you know, I always think to myself, say, what really makes us a Zambian? In your own opinion? Is it your NRC? Is it because you were just born here? Is it because you live in Zambia? What is it? I think as a Zambian, in as much as all of those things are important and they're very necessary, as a Zambian, you ought to benefit certain things. You ought to live in the truth of the things that have been spoken of internationally as what your country represents. And the biggest frustration for many Zambians has been, as you've mentioned, if you are saying we are the best performing economy, why sugar ikadipadi 70 kwacha, 80 kwacha? Why cooking oil ilipadi sona? So I am not able to provide for my family. The cost of living is high. You know, all this frustration. The food basket is sitting at 12,000. How many people can actually afford this amount for a family of 5? And our Zambian homes, 5 is a luxury. Tiambi lapadi 8, 12, 9. You know what I mean? So it's moving us away from our cultural norms, which is, we've always been a people that believe in bringing extended families together.
Sure.
You know, and many of us can attest to the fact that we just didn't grow up my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister. We grew up auntie, uncle, and now, even so, that there's even free education. Let us, you know, see a situation where people are going back to school, people are getting assistance, and also you can afford to sustain and provide for your family members. And we see maybe less of a situation where people are fleeing from their very own homes because of the pressure of provision. So for me, why this story stood out the most is simply because that is what a Zambian ought to see. Not kushimikiliwa chabe kuti, no, your currency is the best performing currency. No, and yes, we are seeing it internationally. Yes, research has proven it. But just to see that some changes to your cost of living, to your daily cost of living, are slowly changing, I think is reassuring. It's unrealistic, as many other callers have mentioned, to say we'll never go back to a time where we were buying chicken at 30 kwacha. You know, we'll never go back to that. That's a fact. But it shouldn't also be so expensive in that people are incapable of just being able to balance a decent meal for their family.
So those are some of the issues that we're looking at this morning. We want to hear from you as well. You can send us your text messages on 0979-958392. That's the number that you are using if you want to get in touch with us and let us know what your thoughts are. Alternatively, you can go to our Facebook page, which is CrownTVZambia. Go to the comment section and leave your contributions there. We'll be more than happy to hear what your thoughts are as we move on this particular program. Now, yesterday, there was an interesting happening in Mazabuka district of the Southern Province where independent candidate Gary Nkombo was scheduled to launch his campaign at Katombora grounds in Mazabuka ward and in Mazabuka Central constituency. Now, police did stop that particular event and told Honorable Nkombo that he could not go ahead with that particular launch. And then they went ahead to inform him that campaigns in Mazabuka district had been suspended, or in Mazabuka Central had been suspended. And they didn't take this lightly. That is Honorable Nkombo and his team, especially his supporters. They insisted that they wanted to go ahead and launch their campaign. This sparked police and started firing tear gas and the people that had gathered for the launch. Now, let's just have a look at what transpired yesterday and what the police had to say to Honorable Nkombo during his attempt to launch his campaign in Mazabuka district yesterday.
That reason alone is very enough. To provide when our candidate was firing at the civic center, I was in Magoy. You think you are the police? No, you are asking me as an individual. No, I'm asking you as police. Oh, no. Apart from the uniform you have, which you respect, you are just like me. So, okay. Let me explain. This is our position. We have told everyone, all political party participants, to say they cannot go ahead. And I will not want to speak anything other than this. Who are you?
Wabwira bose benanga bashire kuvura abafazi mwana Aro, quiet.
Okay, ready? I think that we have all seen what happened today, but just to give a little bit of background, that my candidature, which by law is allowed, did talk to other independents, to be clear, Mr. Kevin, and also Mr. Ajay.
We have
to start afresh. Okay, we'll start afresh, right? I was saying that everybody saw for themselves what happened. The police decided to come and interfere with our campaign program. I say our campaign program because my candidature, together with the other two independents, Mr. Mazabuka as well as Mr. Nkebe, and also the Socialist Party, agreed that we will work without conflict, we will work without adversity. So we did a few meetings where Socialist Party should have been, and they did a few meetings where we should have been. And the same has applied with Mr. Nkebe. In this particular case, Town 1, which is where we are, was designated for Mr. Achilto. Mr. Achilto and I agreed, not just by word, by even signing a document here, which we both agreed that today we are going to use this space to do our launch, while he goes to use our space in Neganega 1. This document, as you can see, is signed by the district electoral officer, and it's a valid document. So, we knew about this disruption yesterday because at midnight, Mr. Banda called me, woke me up, told me, can you cancel the meeting that you are planning to have? And I said to him, he had no right to make such a demand, and that he must speak to the district electoral officer so that they can put themselves in order. So, to our surprise, what happened today is that all roads leading to the outside yards were blocked by the police, starting from Koto, Nakanega, Bombo, Nakambala, into the estate, and we were surprised to hear when our people were coming to town that the police had barricaded the gate at Zambia. So not allowed them to come in. So I went to the venue and I met with the police. I presented this document, and all they said is that we have instructions that there will be no election campaigns here in Mazabuka today.
Lilana simufuna kumuzilatu azibiretu batitira matiagas na honorable patie na tibwana wakani ngombo mlodi matiagas watira matiagas ala kwa chwepe wana Mazabuka timukonda kani ngombo se timufuna Mazabuka olo bashite bwanja zabwelela wantolo noti situation ya mobu abantu bale ya kuziba tu bapasa chamene bafuna no kutipasa chamene sitifuna ba president tuwafuna mwauza wa president ati timufuna ati pasa tifuna kani simufuna tifuna gari ngombo elo bashite bwanya zabwelela wantolo noti ayushwa tisamba manzi onani tisamba manzi tipacha matiagasi polisi ya mtu umozi polisi ya mtu umozi kamukampena tatulandi wabubona bena wa polisi tisamba nimlani kwanyi ngongo ya Zambia kati tadi mufona nase we are all Zambians that police is for protection abela tani
Well, that is what happened in Mazabuka yesterday when the former member of parliament, who is now an independent candidate, Gary Nkombo, was intended or was trying to launch his campaign yesterday. Police blocked it and stopped that particular launch and said that Gary and his team could not go ahead. And then his team did not want to heed to that. They went ahead and police fired tear gas at them. And those are some of the complaints by the residents in Mazabuka district that wanted to attend that particular launch. And those are some of their complaints as regards what transpired yesterday. We want to hear also from you what your thoughts are on what transpired. Interesting, Mainza. And police went ahead to say that they had suspended campaigns in Mazabuka Central Constituency.
Given. Understood. The police has a right to assess a situation. It's the mandate of the police to assess a situation and be able to say, is security a concern? Are there issues that could be brewed out of this situation? That's understood. But tear gas, just early this year, we were applauding the police, Mr. Kozi. And I don't stand to be corrected. I am certain about this. We had callers calling on this very program talking about the fact that in previous years, in an election year or just in a situation that involved the police and the students. Tear gas was a norm. I thought that was put behind us. How have we seen such a situation? This was heartbreaking to watch on the weekend. Just to be able to see. I understand crowd control. I understand that the issue might have escalated a little, or, you know, there were concerns. But we really thought tear gas was behind us. It's quite interesting. And away from that, anyway, the police obviously made a very well informed decision to be able to assess the situation and see what will happen going forward. But aren't we in campaign period is what many stakeholders have come forward and asked to say we are in a campaign period. So why was he not allowed to continue? The justification is, and we did see in the clip that the police says that is their stance. They are not allowing for this rally to continue. But you can see that a lot of Zambians were outraged. Could this have been dealt with in a more amicable manner? We want to hear what our viewers have to say.
0979-958-392 is the number if you want to let us know what your thoughts are. Alternatively, you can go to our Facebook page, which is Crown TV Zambia. Go to the comment section and leave your contributions there. For now, let's get to the inbox and have a look at some of the text messages that have come through. I know that a lot of you have been calling, trying to give us your views, but very, very shortly, we'll be getting to your phone calls. For now, let's get to the inbox. If we put politics aside, in Zambia, things can be more better than this. Politics need people who understand how the systems works. President HH is the best man to rule Zambia again for the next 5 years. The economy is now doing better because of HH. Mr. Katanda here in Kitwe. Thank you very much, Mr. Katanda. We are glad to know that Kitwe is watching this morning.
This one reads, I'm calling from Porokoso. They should build more infrastructure, especially here. We don't have even a ShopRite. This is May Chitololo, from Porokoso. Thank you so much for writing to us.
Yes, indeed, the 0979-958-392. I'm going to vote for change because we have suffered a lot in this government. Please let us change. Mr. Longwe in Chisamba District. Thank you very much, Mr. Longwe. I appreciate your text message.
I'm Anich Senga from Kitwe. I too vote for president who has given us peace in the country. He has given us free education is the important thing in life. He has taught us farming. There is no violence in the country. I can't say much, sir. I'll be very happy if if you become our president, sir. May God Almighty be with you on that day, 13th August, sir. You are a good father. You have done in country. Well, thank you so much, Annie, for writing to us from Kitwe.
Good morning, Crown TV. Mr. Kozi, I miss you conversation at 1. Where have you been? Evans from Muchinga province. Thank you very much, Mr. Evans. We appreciate your support. We appreciate
Evans should continue watching the breakfast show. Yeah, he's here. So watch the breakfast show every single day from Monday to Friday. At our place at Chainda Clinic, when you get sick, they don't give medicine. Even the roads are not well made. They have ended. Tina. Interesting. This, I'm sure, is following up on the situation with the story for the Solwezi General Hospital.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for writing to us on 0979958392.
Good morning, Crown TV diggers. King Breakfast Show. You look amazing. Why a former president's body is still in the fridge for a long time? Please have mercy to this body. I know they are just taking advantage of the body. They think that opposition will win the election, so that their cases are dropped. Let us put to rest this issue. We are fed up. Please, church bishops, come and talk to the Lungu family. Please, this is Major 1. From Livingston Harbour Farmers, Libuyu, Chicago, Shungu na Mutitima, the smoke that thunders.
All right, 0979958392. Good morning, Womakokwa, Mainza, and Induna Sa. Wo Mukwai Mainza. sorry. How could I forget the honor given to me? Good morning, Warm Kwai Mainza and Induna Sarkozy. Why is the isolated case of violence in Mazabuka being portrayed as if it's election violence nationwide, as it were in 2021? Let's hear what's happening nationwide. Ki Maswabi Luli, Sililo Maswabi of Mongo. I really like this approach. It really is an isolated case and we should look at it as such. 0979958392.
Good morning, team. Thanks to His Excellency for assenting pensions bill into law. Thanks, Mr. President, RKC rather, in Serenge. Thank you very much, RKC. We appreciate your contribution. We appreciate your text message.
Free education is now law while patients lack bed spaces in Solwezi. Mech ENG Sims in Kafue. All right. Thank you so much for writing to us this morning. 0979958392.
Good morning. Looking good. Keep warm. A billiard following from the Broken Hill City. I just want to appeal to professional action. Violence in Katondo Central Police Command. I wish to appeal for urgent intervention regarding violent incidents in Katondo involving some named uncountable UPND cadres. The situation is causing fear among residents and damaging public order. I appeal to Central Police Command to ensure that the law is applied equally without fear or favor. To Chowa Police, please do your work professionally, investigate thoroughly, arrest lawbreakers regardless of their political affiliation, and restore peace in Katondo. Zambia's peace depends on professional, impartial policing. We trust you to uphold the law and protect all citizens. Billiot E. Tembo. Thank you very much, Billiot. We appreciate your contribution.
0979958392. Good morning, Will Ken Junior, codenamed Ken Blazed of New John Lane in Lusaka, is watching and enjoying the show. Ken Blaze, thank you so much for writing to us this morning.
Yes, indeed, Ken Blaze, we appreciate your text message, appreciate your contribution. Akalaba and Mundubide should explain to us as to why they amended the law which obligated ECZ to publish assets and liabilities. As for Membe not attending King Mpezeni's burial due to violence, by whom? Well, the guilty are always afraid of their own shadows. There's no name to this, but we appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming through. Very, very shortly, we are going to be picking your calls. But for now, we are still looking at some of the text messages that have come through.
This one reads, good morning, Crown TV moderators. Zambians are molding an idol in Nkombo. Even though Nkombo is claiming to have been dumped, is not honest. Nkombo was minister in UPND than many long-serving members in the party who have not even seen the corridors of power. What did he want to be? A president? Bankombo, some of your fellow members you fought with are just languishing in Mazabuka. Mr. Matafwali from Kapirimposhi, thank you so much.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Mr. Matafwali. We appreciate your text message. Gary Nkombo must tone down and respect the law. He must follow the laid-down campaign program in order for him to be respected and conduct his campaign peacefully, other than choosing to be confrontational with the law enforcement officers. That's unfortunate, especially him being a former minister. Good morning, Crown TV. Uncle GB in Kasanengwa. Thank you very much, Uncle GB. We appreciate your contribution. We appreciate your text message.
This one reads, Womakokwa morning and Lady Mainza, I have heard you say Livingston, 2.5 liters of cooking oil is going at 69 to 70 kwacha. How true is that, Womakokwa?
Very true. Very, very true.
Was this in a wholesale shop?
75, actually, not 69 to 70, but 75. between 69 and 75 kwacha. Yes, and because these people claim that they're getting the cooking oil from across the border in Zimbabwe, and there, according to information that I gathered, very authentic, it costs at 50 kwacha per 2 liters container. So
Really?
people go across, get the commodity there, and come and resell it here in Zambia. Now, when they get it at 50, 55, they sell it between 60, 69 and 75 kwacha. And those are the prices that I personally saw in Livingstone over the weekend. So it's very true that 2.5 liters of a certain brand of cooking oil is going at that much.
But also interestingly, I do know, I can confirm, in a very common chain store across the country, I am seeing the price of cooking oil, which was, say, 2 liters was at about 150, 2.5, sorry, 150, 160 in certain cases, but now has dropped to about 100 kwacha. Stretched, maybe 120, stretched again. But I think that has been a significant drop. When we bring it to 5 liters, which most of us in our households like to go to, we were buying 5 liters at almost 300 kwacha, 250, in certain cases 260, but it's now at 199, 187, 197, 200 at most, 209 at most. So I think that is quite a significant shift. I would agree to that. So even when you did mention that 2.5 liters of cooking oil is cheaper in certain places, I can't be opposed to it. I haven't yet visited a wholesale shop where prices are marked down significantly, but I can attest to it.
Yes, indeed. We continue with the text messages that have come through on 0979958392. Very shortly, we are going to be getting to the phone calls. I see that a lot of people have been trying to get in touch with us, but we'll be getting to the calls very shortly. For now, let's just have a look at some of the text messages that have come through. Morning Crown. Gary is made popular by those blocking him if they don't know. And Wamakokwa, that salad is at 65 to 69, it comes from Zimbabwe. Even 10 kg, 50 kg from Zimbabwe. 10 kg of what? 50 kg of what? Work well, Chris in Livingstone. Thank you very much, Chris. But this is what I was saying, to say they get the cooking oil from the other side, and when it comes, it costs at that particular price. And look, Chris says it's at 60 what? 50 something,
yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Yeah, so the prices have dropped.
Good morning, Wokozi and Madam Mainza. Things are quiet in Zambia during the general elections. Opposition leaders are endorsing the current president because of his visionary leadership. My worry is on the event that took place in Mazabuka yesterday. It shows as if the general election is now against a single parliamentary candidate. Why is he not left alone and campaign free? Let them wait and beat him in the booth. Why is he becoming a threat to them? Mutafela Mutola from Mayankwa, RHC in Lukulu district. Thank you so much. It's good to know that people in Lukulu district are watching.
Yes, indeed. Dr. Mumba's utterances most of the time is more likely a mockery to Zambians. This man was a person who should have given decent advice to the head of state, not merely misguiding him. Bigton in Lundazi. Thank you very much, Mr. Bigton. We are happy to note that Lundazi is watching.
Good morning, Crown TV. We heard yesterday that in our neighboring countries like Congo and Uganda, we request the government to burn people who are traveling to Kakande ministries, since that's where there is Ebola. Interesting.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
This is very interesting, but I think that he has a great point. Except I think that he means to ban, as in BAN, for people from traveling to those ends because of that risk. Thank you very much. There's no name to it, but we appreciate it. 0979958392 is the number. Calabar's declaration of assets is false, not true. That he is worth 58 million kwacha. Calabar is richer than that. Mr. Calabar must be sincere. CM Lubinda, Mwalima Sinazongwe. Thank you very much, Mr. Lubinda. We appreciate that Sinazongwe is watching this morning.
0979958392. We are reading your text messages, but shortly we will be opening the phone lines. This one reads, HH should be another second term. I'm just concerned about UPND grabbing people's land in Kitwe, Kawama on title. Interesting. We'd like to have more context on that, but thank you so much for writing to us.
Yes, indeed. We continue with the text messages. RBS team, Cozy and Mines are looking good. My comments, one, Calabar is failing to uphold leadership qualities. It is not his duty to announce what he is worth, but declare to the ECZ. That is defying the law and trying to cheat the people that he is honest when not. He is the one who told us that PF were corrupt. Next thing, he was seen in marriage with the PF. 2, Dr. Mumba is right. HH should continue and he has my vote. 3, for Membe, I can't comment. He may change that he was doing cousinship for Garin Combo. 4, Garin Combo should just own up. Standing as an independent MP will not make him a president. My brother, get my advice. They are the same people who rushed, I think, a red flag saying he was a non-performer, RK. Thank you very much, RK, for your text message. We appreciate it.
0979-958392. That's 0979-958392. We want your active participation in what we are talking about this morning. Good morning, my brother Makokwa and Mbuya Mainza. I would like to advise Gary Combo not to start causing confusions. Those people have been given timetables by ECZ to follow. Why going against the timetable? When he is going to be arrested, let him not blame the police. He is on his own. Kamasongo Kamaya, Secretary General of RBS, popularly known as KK from Mamba. You know, this is why we need our SG.
Sure.
Because he's brought a very interesting factor, which is the issue of talking about the timetable that is in existence. I think maybe constantly resharing the timetable. I know the timetable did highlight especially presidential candidates, right? Affiliated with political parties. But I haven't seen much on the independents, and I stand to be corrected and guided. And I think this is something that needs to be re-echoed. But in this case, we don't know that Zambia police stated security concerns. Not necessarily that, you know, he was doing the wrong thing. No, it's just that there was concerns of just maintaining security and order. And that is what we've allegedly gotten from the police.
Yes, indeed. And Honorable Nkombo did say yesterday during that particular interview that we played that they agreed with the other candidates. That's the other independent, Mr. Hankende, and the other candidate from CF. They agreed to work peacefully and share places they were going to be working from, and that yesterday Honorable Nkombo was supposed to be at Katombora grounds where he was supposed to launch his campaign. But anyways, that happened, and the launch was blocked, and the campaigns have been suspended in Mazabuka Central Constituency. Let's move and have a look at the other text messages that we have, if we have any, as we are aware that you have been trying to call us. Let's see if we can bring in some callers. Hello, good morning.
Mwashubukeni wa Makokwa.
Mkwai mwashubukeni.
Wino.
Niwa nani mletumila kwisa?
Basakana namu bafisa leno.
Awe tawalipo.
Okay, Kunda calling you from Lusaka.
Mr. Kunda, please go ahead.
Yes, good morning, Lady Mainza.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
No, I'm okay. The morning
good.
Is okay.
That's good. Please carry on.
Bama Kokwa, kutna fokulanda kopa fide chitika muchalo. And more especially ngatwarolesha paru bari urwa chitike kumazabuka. Mamoneni, in a political arena, let abantu balande bakwate ama isosele. Let them be free. Let the political field be very free. for everyone to campaign. You see, let the people have messages to give to their electorates. So now, in that situation, Gary was not wrong because he had the easy time from the ECZ for him to campaign. Fast forward, when you look at what is happening now, people cannot campaign, people cannot talk. It's a danger in the country. It's like now everyone is afraid. If I move out to go and campaign, I'll be apprehended or I'll be assaulted, I'll be beaten, you know, such kind of things. So now, when we are living like this, just know that people might be planning of other things. Maybe people have moved on. Maybe they have changed already. So you can't have a nation. You can't judge to say is everything okay or is everything not okay? Because if the people are talking, a good government should listen to the opposition. When the opposition is talking, the government is implementing. That's why Mwanawasa made a good president. May his soul rest in peace.
As you conclude,
if Mwanawasa was still alive, probably even Michael Sata wouldn't have been president because he was listening. That's why he had even took time to evacuate Mr. Sata to South Africa for medical checkups.
Mr. Kunda,
just for him to give good checks and balances.
Mr. Kunda, you have hit your 2 minutes. Thank you very much for coming through.
Okay, thank you so much. Although I'm not exhausted, but have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you doing, sir?
At least we are trying. Although I had a funeral.
Condolences. That's very sad to hear. You have 2 minutes to express yourself.
Thank you very much for giving us the voice. Kalaluka,
sure.
The voice, the voiceless. You know, comrade, what was wrong in the PF must be also be wrong in the what? In the UPND. Blocking of Gary Combo during elections. And the election has been what? Because for 90 days. And why suspending what them? Is that time going to be compensated? These are the questions which we must what? We must ask ourselves. This time which have been suspended, are they going to be what? To add more what? More days. What are they fearing? You know, using the police like the way it used to happen in the PF, it will never and never help the what? Help the UPND. This is a campaign time where people were supposed to be what? Free what? Campaigning. So you are what? You are getting people. What are you trying to achieve? You know, that's why I normally say that if President Chilema wins what? These elections, we are in trouble. For the opposition, they'll do what? They'll be in trouble. It will be what? 1 month show. They must allow each and every political party, including the independent, to do what? To campaign. In a democratic dispensation, we are not in what? In Syria, where bombs they are what? They are dropping. So the UPN, they are setting a very bad presidency, which they used to condemn in the PF, which is very what? Which is very bad. You know, when people they have decided, even if you use tear gas, you use what? It will never work. This is the way what the PF what used to do. It never worked for what? For them.
As you conclude.
So, now, as I conclude, the UPND, they are campaigning for what? For Gary, and they are making him what? More popular than what? Than before. I thank you. God bless.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your contribution. 0979958392 is the number if you want to get in touch with us and let us know what your thoughts are as regards what we are discussing this particular morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name and where you're calling us from?
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Charles Mwamba, calling from Kenya.
Mr. Mwamba, you have 2 minutes to express yourself.
Yes, please. I want just to comment on Gary Nkombo. the police acted in a fair manner. Because when they see what they sense danger when people are fighting each other, the police have the mandate to stop them so that the people can relax. And we need to do a lot of sensitization. On the President HH, me, I'll vote for HH. I think he has done quite a lot for this country. And I'm just worried for the members of his who have grabbed the land, and the people are so very annoyed to go and play like that when their land have been taken away from the UPND cadre in Kawama. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate your contribution this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling us from?
I'm Mr. Mlenga, calling from Kasama.
Mr. Mlenga, please go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
So, what I'm trying to emphasize is that Zambians should not forget where they're coming from. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zambians must not forget where they're coming from. You can hear me, right?
Okay.
Can you reduce the volume on your TV set? It's gone. 0979958392 is the number you're dialing. Hello, good morning.
Mwashubuka Febwedo.
I'm Kwame Mwashibuken.
Mlerana na watsela.
But Sarah, please go ahead.
Mandi ni ubuteko buba abayukendi natuchula kumagada. Amagada kuno kubarastoni na kuliranda. Teti ubale pita filia. Ubale pita chauta tinga bakumuna tinga tawimishefi yokuboko nishiku kwa mokuma abantu. Naba icheya utachumwa ichefi utachilimbita kwa tana riji. So, the president was relative.
Unfortunately, we lost connection. Balik Mauka.
Mauka.
Aye, sitaoka bwino. Mwina 2 minutes, Balik.
Okay, na 2 minutes. Makokwa. Hii jameni wachitaba kuli gali. Ilengesha kuti muno Mzambia. Ma opposition wakale popular. Yamena wachita kuli gali kunja so. Kazi this time wa makokwa mafoni ya kuli alipali pose. Na music mozi. So hii jaita affect ruling party. Kwa kuno Western province, tikamba chabe mwamene kuli kuno Western province, wazaka itali realize wa UPND nishe watu wa vota ndipata kaziwe kutawe na hasi kwa zona pa mandani, pa media, watu wanakuya siwakamba, especially wazimai. You know wa makokwa, wazimai ngati siwakamba, wakamba kubambili, wakamba kuti change zona. Na mwamuna ama kuruka, noti mkazi. So, chiripudo gari nkombo, wamuleke chabe, wamuleke gari nkombo, achite my election, bwino, gani uruza akaruze. Nekanti paseko mpata wena nguziko.
Ziko Mugambiri, we appreciate your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Your name and where you're calling us from?
Yeah, this is Humphrey Mulka, calling from Salisa.
Humphrey, you have 2 minutes to express yourself.
Yes, like what happened yesterday, it was bad for Garinkombo to be interrupted with the issue pertaining the election campaign. You know, this country it's a country of everyone should be free of campaigning. Everyone should be free to campaign, to do. This is a period of campaigning from let me say 3 months. That is 90 days, isn't it? So we have to campaign freely. We have to do things freely, not whereby somebody can be interrupted and that's.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your contribution. A lot of interesting views coming through from our viewers. And I know that quite a lot of them still want to come through and give us their thoughts. We are going to continue with your calls on the number 0979958392. Most of them talking about the incident that happened in Mazabuka.
That's right. And I think one thing that does stand out is the fact that you know, the honorable should be given his opportunity to campaign freely. And regardless, it is a campaign year, people will still make the decisions they align with. And also, whatever did happen, happened. And I think it was something that came out of the blue. And I don't think Zambians were expecting to see him blocked, especially with tear gas. And also we can see and hear it in the emotions of the men and women that were part of this rally or interested in hearing what he has to say. And we did see it in the clip that was shared.
If you have just joined in and you have just tuned in your TV, you're watching the Royal Breakfast Show, let's give you a perspective of what transpired yesterday as we share with you some clips of what happened in Mazabuka, where the independent aspiring MP Gary Nkombo was blocked from launching his campaign, and police have since suspended campaigns in Mazabuka Central constituency. Let's just have a snippet of what happened yesterday.
That reason alone is very enough. To provide when our candidate was firing at the civic center, I was in Magoy. You think you are the police? I was. No, you are asking me as an individual. No, I'm asking you as police. Apart from the uniform you have, which you respect, you are just like me. Let me explain this. This is our position. We have told everyone, all political party participants, to say they cannot go ahead. And I will not want to speak anything other than this. Who are
Officer, I don't know what you're trying to do because Gary is surrounded by his supporters. So what this officer is trying to do cannot be understood. Well, I'm sure you're following. That's about
so now baramuchitunganya kamuliba moje mumoyo bamba usijomola salaga inte baba yekumanda tubazuba bantu bajane kumwenga tobera program bulimbo yali dokusigira mu 13 otaguvota mu August
tula campaign na botu
alomba mandingo
tula uberegera mwana bama uini tega indiwe tatukombi
nopita kutala bo banamba bonsabo ndine na para clip
yeri ayiri mbatija yeri isachirimba tija Zambia Christian Mission.
Bye.
This is now by Gary Kombo's residence, where the supporters have convened. There's quite a lot of noise here. I believe the pictures will speak for themselves.
Manya mulati jamatiaga.
Why do they stop us? We are unstoppable. They cannot stop us. What did we do wrong?
Thank you very much. So those are some of the pictures that are coming through from Mazabuka. Of course, the happenings yesterday when the independent member of parliament, Gary Kombo, aspiring member of parliament, Gary Kombo, was trying to launch his campaign, and it was blocked. Tear gas was fired, as you may have seen in some of those particular videos. And that is what we're discussing this morning. Mainza, it was interesting to see how people were being dispersed by the police.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of people that did show up, and also where we did see the response that the police had. But I think before we do share more of our thoughts, let us hear what our viewers and Zambians in general have to say in regards to this situation. And again, still looking at it as this is not the political atmosphere across Zambia. This is what happened in Mazabuka.
Yes, indeed. We continue with your calls on 0979958392. Hello, good morning. Kindly reduce the volume on your TV set, and then you can call us back. Hello, good morning.
Mwashukeni mkwaye.
Mkwaye mwashukeni.
Mkwaye kwana ndebo balechukwa mandevu.
Mukwete 2 minutes.
Kuri picture tule munange we abadani Nkombo. Ile tiragisho obulanda mutalo cheficha Zambia. Balanda Zambia is a Christian nation. Eba taba HH. Bose sana badani Nkombo fuba bombele kuchupani chabo. Kama ngatakumelekisa badani Nkombo si watu mwa opposition. Na mwana makada zofu balechita. Tabale kwata no kulanda papa makada zi awe. Na manju mutungu shwa watu ba HH mufikire pesa. Bwe bantu twachula na ngwate kuli badani Nkombwe tukavota. Ngabale eti misho kuti badani Nkombo wavota kwa wikala wako na waza kuvota kumazabuka. Nganalia vota badani Nkombo. Kama mwana tiba kumazabuka ko. Ana vanda sheni na maka. Twikatane, you are one. Isenti bafunyepo batata babajemo. Yena mtimole chula pelopo mlembona. Ela kwena lefe kwaba. Lefe kwa bishikuno bwacha. Because tepu tola vote lela HH umusango yu awe. Tuachula tuanaka. And vote yaba mtima wa muntu. Nangubenga tumama we. Tukaingira one by one ukla mkuvota. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your contribution. Hello, good morning. Can you reduce the volume on your TV set before you call us? Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Your name and where you're calling us from?
This is Mana Angela calling from Garden.
Please go ahead, Mana Angela.
Thank you. tizambirira vamausampa avo vanaenda kuUPND awo tinabaziva kudhara awo simapolitician voshansha ero sima heavyweight because naine vamakanjirana nkarakona heavyweight mwaiona te avo vamausampa kuenda kwavo maconfusioni ndi amene vanayayamba ife tenzoziva kuti vazaenda mwaiona te pamodzi na valuvinda ulovenzo zina matiya inagwirira chipani tenzoziva kuti niwoenda mukayangana vasampa na vantu vamene vanaenda nawo ushe vaja vacharity banda mungavapenda tini vapolitician vaja vamai vaja ukamba chabe chilungamo so vaja palibe na impact iliyonse pasigino lipo sembe tamvera kuti nkhume zamene zakuti chalo chonse chiyanganirapo sembe kuti niwene mundu vile vaenda kuja sembe life masupporters pa ground tadwala but nkhume zanitizati ndiye zingatipulumuse zilipo so vaja kuenda kwa vaja vamausampa palibe na weti iliyonse yanekalingapo nacho kako kunigwireko yavagali nkombo ku Mazabuka vankombo vavasiye muntu akuchokera moni muchipani azimirira eka mukari kumukonga nawo vapolisi sevenzari professional noti vija vaventina ora mwambotira matiagazi vantu amba kufenta iya itapapata musiyeni mwina azichitire kampeni azimirira parwake mwine wake chamene afuna kuchita musiyeni vantu ngavamukonda ku Mazabuka mwaona vapunda kuti ni nkhombo wamene vafuna nkhombo ngasalipo ava vasala bonse kulibe musiyeni this is a democratic country aliyense ana maraiti yake so vankombo vasiyeni vapolisi tapapata mwanitendera pa 13 August kuma election sevenzani profession vasakusevenzesa noti vija vakuti vakufunsani mukangonolondolola
Amakanzera
imwe mufola taxpayer money
zikomo kwambiri amakanzera yakwana 2 minutes yana
simutandizira so
zikomo kwambiri yakwana 2 minutes yana. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Is that Crown TV?
Yes, you are live on Crown TV. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Yeah, I'm calling you from Kunda.
Mr. Kunda, please go ahead, sir.
Hey, now we have a problem with the poor. We are in trouble. We Democrats have from the Bible. That we are in the Munama from a laws valid, from the Bible. But our laws are in my court clear. We write fire, we write, they're coming from the Bible. Even in a democracy, it's John Rock and Gary Teresa. By the way, yes, Christian later, she must want to have populated from meaning Navara and Tova Mbu, our parents are much of Tifabari Takan. Whatever Tova sharing them change. Our other teenage them change. But yes, Christian later, Tato Tari Sapo. Same as the democracy. The Kenya want to land, I want to have a random Macharo, a lot of country, catalysm about Yakan with school. Nothing is about Lumbu, about no Kuyo. Just a stamp of Yakan. Lumen Bunga, Landing and Info. Catalism, we start of the Paron. So we should just condemn Catalism, not tell about this movement to tell. Government should just work hard. No, we put on the chapel. Tell about what they never hear about chapel. This is the government of the day in the day of the Capidato.
Thank you very much.
Where we are going now, thank you
very much for coming through. Hello, good morning. Hello. Can they ensure that you reduce the volume on your TV set before you call us? Hello, good morning.
Morning, Magabanji.
Abanda, mwauka.
Onekabuno ngako.
Ziko mwambiri abanda. Kulibwanji kusini?
Ziko mwambiri. Kusinda kulibwino. Mkashi wanda tishaki.
Munifia bwino.
Munifia bwino.
Twatotela. Pitini shenu kwa.
Tulande babali wa nkombo. Mwayona ka? Namele ilili. Ndiye kuruza kwa UPNQ. Weza wachite bwanji. Ndiye kuenda kwa meneo. Aidi kalungu wanacheza shishimba mbwili ili kuti PF inaenda manja watosa chichiri chotamira pa independent pacheka veva kaluchukua kakonka ni kuenda huku lekali chape kampeni gani kombo mpase ni chance awile bwino abwerepo bunduvire Opa kavutika ndawe ya tali mazingi rodi shedingi tieni mtu mzimpata peace wa polisi tieni sewenze according ya polisi kuyo permit yenze nayo why kumuchita kukumuza dino kuno kusimufuniko uchitika chake iya hii tieni sewenze bwino that's why mna join chito yo polisi sewenze bwino according mundaza kunambiza libozo ku sevenze sani sewenze bwino Gari nkombo kono wina kudala nyumba ipa kudala kuti ngati kulibe wewe wose awa ndi wangwere mini nyumpase ni chasi gari nkombo awine wanamufuna pa ground kavutika maningi na road shedding malaiti tia kazi kike ni kuchawama wapene wanawina kucha.
As you conclude. Zikoma kwambiri, we appreciate. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Kindly reduce the volume on your TV set.
The TV is off right now.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Gari nkombo watikambira komonga isewa mkomboni kuzingaluni nzuri kuzingaluni. Watikambira ko isewa mkomboni. Kameze wale kachishika campaign. Kasi mkomboni wanatoka kunotina ngutu akambeko kwa mapati. Yamini side balo yao ni kugwiri wala kumenye wako makani. So semeze wampasa chance. Ashika campaign noshika campaign. Yosa nangene mupati ili yonse. Anaimile mkutu. Anosinga dana join na pati. Munga kuya mouse campa aiga waende ku UPND olo ngale mupati yao yamene wali palibena pane wasevenza kuno kumatero constituency kubeza ne wachita sizi wakutukuli na MP munga patime na MP na kuwa vote and kuononga time sikukazi wasevenza
Zikoma kwambiri. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Makoko. How are you?
Very well, thanks. How are you doing, Mr.
Siabula?
How is Chilanga?
Chilanga is fine. It's cool, very cold, but otherwise all is well.
Mr. Siabula, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you. Hello, Mr. Makoko.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think I have a challenge with the governance issues in Zambia. I think us as Zambians, we don't understand what governance is. You know, when you are looking at Nkombo's issue, it has completely nothing to do with UPND and the president. When did we ever see the installation of the president HH as an IG? Let us try to separate these issues. The police it's a different wing. HH belongs to the executive. Surely, where does he find that time to sit in the office to be instructing police in Choma, instructing people in Mazabuka, instructing people in Chadiza? Let us be sensible. Let us be realistic. That man is operating at a different level. So if the police saw it fit that they should tear gas, so be it. Those people, they went to rely Kamfisa and whatever to do all those jobs. They know they had to sense to say here there will be danger. Now the issue where people no HH, no HH. Let us understand that. Surely, maybe we needed lessons on TV how to understand the governance issues, the way they come. You don't have to just condemn. Even if you hate HH, please let's hate him normally. Even kuzonda kumankala kuzonda ko bwino, not kuzonda chabe kutuzonderamo chabe. Yes, 13 August will come. Let the Zambians know that the same way you are thinking about removing him, we are also thinking about retaining him into power. So the earlier the better that we come to realization that we are with UPND for a very long period of time. So let us understand the governance. Let us not always bring the name of the president in ridicule. No, President HH. Gary Nkombo was a senior minister who should be able to read what is on the ground. So let us not go and lose a life. That man, he was a cabinet minister. He understands how government runs. Even as we are condemning HH, him knows to say he's very far away from that issue. Are you with me, Mr. Mako?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He understands, Gary Nkombo, if you are to call him, he understands to say HH has nothing to do with what the police did. Those people, they work independently. So surely, please, let us condemn HH on other issues, not on Gary Nkombo. Where does he find that time where he can sit in the office and start calling the police, the commanding officer of Mazabuka? No, let's be realistic, colleagues. Let's be realistic. Let us understand how the governance issues run. You don't have to condemn anything from just without. Thank you so much, Mines and Makoko. Work well.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your contribution. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Unfortunately, we couldn't connect with that particular caller. We have another one, though. Hello, good morning. We couldn't connect again. Let's see if we can bring in another one. Hello, good morning. Morning. Kindly speak up, sir. We can hardly get you. Yeah, Mwanza.
Bamwanza kambisani koni sumumveka munga
Nifuna kamba so.
Okay.
Issue ya gali nkombo. Niona ngati zona tifunika kwenda ku bakuru amene bachita kuti batuma bakapokora noti mtopeka bakapokora kwenda kuja achita kutumiwa. Why tu kama ndi wati kutumiwa onani munthu achita afuna kuchita rali then wabwera polisi nokathira amatia gani why chifuka chani benango bachita barali yawo kumazuwa bachita amatia gani pamene apo tipaonesa kuti iyayi bali bakuru benango bamene baonjezera gali nkombo bachazona kuti gali nkombo awina uko ili pansi pa iye gali nkombo pamoja na opposition party
Zikomo kwambiri, we appreciate your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Mr. Banda, how are you doing?
Okay, Mr. Mazabuka, good morning.
Very well, thanks. You have 2 minutes.
Okay, mine's a good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Okay, I just want to be brief. When we talk of the shrinking of our democratic space, these are now the symptoms coming out. Yeah, because you see, that man had the Honorable Kombo had the police permit. Even showed that police permit to, if you follow the picture properly, to that senior officer. There was another deliberate policing in which the officers could have done in order to disperse those people, even if they wanted to stop the rally. Let me comment from the previous caller. The other one, not the immediate one, is, these are the people that are making even the UPND very popular because of such comments. It's not fair. You see, you can't say, no, it was good they were tear gas like that. Yeah, let us, be considerate on other. Those are human beings. Those are Zambians. You see, they have rights. You see, they are protected by the Constitution. So to be tear gas like that is very unfair. Very, very much unfair. You see, this is a clear signal. Even where we are going, Mr. Makoko and Mayins, I'm telling you the truth. It means even if campaigns now start massively throughout the country, these instances will go ahead. Now, since some of the callers are saying the president is very far, it means if it is the IG that is driving officers to behave like that, it's quite unfortunate. And mind you, government, this government goes and comes. No government is permanent. Please, let's be considerate, of each other in this country, especially this campaign period. This is a democratic state. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your contribution. Hello, good morning. Ensangwe, muzwile. Bobwalya, kuchana kwa Zimba katena.
Tuliketile kwa Zimba.
Okay.
Saziwa bona kwa Lusaka.
Walwiketile.
Wamainza mwabuka buti?
Twabuka muri buti?
Tulika potu.
Talomba.
Mamakokwa endorsing ya presidency mu 2011 ninavyoona ine bambiri bene decide don't endorse Rupia Banda bene Sativa Scotta but tunasebenze so by UPND bakaje background bangaje careful no campaign basa fucking so because bantu bambiri bata endorse the president then bankarezi kambiri ngati government ina kumala bambiri amatamangira kwa mene bene mausamba baje kulipa tena inacheva kuti kapena wana maforward kulipe even bene Rubinda so chili kwa UPND but otherwise kulipe chipo kwa ground vile mushe. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name and where you're calling us from?
This is the voice of Mr. Shepherd from Ndola.
Please go ahead, sir. You have 2 minutes.
Yeah, over the issue yaba Nkombo na campaign yabo. First and foremost, I want to say that in leadership of Chaba, no matter how much intimidation you can get from other people, people love you because there are people who genuinely love a person, whether there is money or no money. Then when it comes to the law, also, we need to learn to be law-abiding people. That's why it is now a competition between the UPND and independent candidate who is running. That's why it is a competition now. This one want to pull through, this one want to pull through. Now, tabari kumokuine, silabarendera pamo. That's why number chamweka kwa taxi. Here and there we can point out to say, no, the government is trying to push guy to the corner. But that's how competition is. Every other family is. It's why that one quicker to convince the people. You find that you pull through no matter how hard it will be. We have seen it before. We saw how the current government came into power. They tried to push them to the corner, but people have the party and they went through. So I can just encourage Gary Nkombo to stand firm and focus on his campaigning and convincing the people. At the end, if the people mean well to him, they'll vote for him and he'll be an MP at the end of the day. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your contribution. We continue with your calls on 0979958392. And of course, very, very interesting thoughts that are coming through this morning, Mainza, from our callers. Everybody thinks that candidates should be allowed to campaign.
Mm-hmm. We are in campaign period, aren't we, either way? So there's obviously expectations of what should be happening in this period. Again, concerns have been raised by opposition party leaders such as Brian Mundubile, who has gone on and said, we saw in the newspapers where he did allege the fact that the campaign period is because of brokenness, or we've seen other stakeholders come on board and talk about the fact that the campaign period does not feel like a campaign period, like an election year. Mm-hmm. And what entails a campaign period, what are things that we ought to see and expect during a campaign period? It's issues of interaction with the public, going on the ground, having these conversations, seeing the needs that Zambian citizens have. And this is an equal opportunity that should be accorded to adopted individuals and also independent individuals, right? And this is something that a lot of Zambians are looking forward to. So it becomes a very unfortunate situation. Bantu balesa mkumi soshana ngumulero lera namkota expectation ukulanda toke kuliba MP aba kuliba MP badia finish baretu aba chinshi chala lengansale. We need to allow Zambians time to be able to make well-informed decisions, and this will only happen if manifestos are shared.
So that is what we are discussing this morning. Of course, we are looking at a case of what transpired in Mazabuka yesterday when independent candidate Gary Nkombo wanted to launch his campaign. Police blocked him, and actually police have suspended campaigns in that particular area. And a lot of this has sparked a lot of debate across the country as to why Honorable Nkombo was blocked from launching his campaigns. We continue with your calls on the number 0979958392. We have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Ukulingana nokwaswa ndefo ndeske babastand na president balelenga twali mwana ba police bali yakunya. So ichilerangira police ni government. Ba police bali amukubomba kunya. Ichilepiwa ba police ni government. Taba ba police aba ile kuja. Kulioko bale nya amaka. Mama naka because ba police yatwa mukula tsama tear gas musango filia. Kubantu. Ilo tana tulengi shakati bara polisi nana kwa toko bale funyama kalamba tulefu wa kampeni ifwe iya kuwomba muli bushinga polisi ni security wa muntu uli wonse polisi ni security wa muntu uli wonse namba mtauti wa polisi balati ni nemba limo ama election yala abashani tuwala itarashani ifo kweba mti tuenda tuwala itarashani tuwala bomba shani tuwapapata government itulole sheko polisi yo ifile chitika because la polisi ni boma. Nangala bomba ngataku balaki nemba li imofye twala bomba shani ezindele bokuthi mulyamu akuvota mulya tuye one by one nangu bakatuma magweshani nangu bakatuteshani ifani mundu birefu tukavota Dani Nkombwe wine tukamuvota ifa tuye kwa kutubombera bwino twatula pana kakwana kamwe bantu bakwalisa
twatashamkwa. Kindly reduce the volume on the TV set before you call us. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Mlonda. How are you doing?
Sure. Good morning, Maiza.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Yeah.
The police, I think, or the public, an explanation. I don't know if they've done that. They should tell us or justify their actions, the reasons why they did that. Otherwise, because people are now blaming the party, the ruling party. In my view, I think the police do act on their own for their own reasons. Maybe there was violence or they didn't follow the procedures or whatever. So they should tell us why they did that. They should justify. Those who are condemning, mainly from the opposition, who were in government previously, these are the things which were very common in their during their reign, and they are not justified to condemn when they started with this type of behavior. In fact, if it was them, it was not going to be the police, it was going to be the cadres doing what the police were doing yesterday. Was it yesterday or the other day? Yesterday, I think. So, when they blame, they should also point at themselves that they are the people who brought such things here, and just a carryover. Now, it was their actors. For now, let it as if it's a normal thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Malondo. I appreciate your contribution. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello, good morning. Unfortunately, we cannot communicate. Hello, good morning.
Hello, mabombe mkwai.
Mkwai mwa Shibuken.
Babomba chani mkwai.
Bwino mkwai ni banani muletu mina kwisa.
Nineko chiputa mkwai na ndefo kulanda pokunoni kukeke wangwa.
Please go ahead.
Pama issues yabagai nkombo ayo nanguchire umfike fe wa opposition wale umfika mu kupiano kulanda sana na bofe bale chitabalaba. Bantu tulalaba kwangu Mzambia. Bagai nkombo nangu bale supporta abantu. Bakula fyo mutwe bebukishe ilo batusha abantu ko kunuisha abantu kachaso futi ba opposition bale blame kuteko kutira monini minister yachita bali nuisha kachaso abantu kutira chimoneke kwati bale bombesha buno kwaitoke bali recondem abantu so ba president kuba funya makamuri yo ministry no kuba chitanani kuba funya mu bunani mu government yabo bali mwene mu bali sense kintu kwati bagali nkombo mutima wa bububi ekyo nomba kirelanga okokwiniko bali kumazabuka kirelanga pa butokutira kyachine abonga bale bombe pamuna na ba HS ngamwali bwase mu kyalo so fyonse mu bantu turelo lekesha hapo mu bantu wa opposition fyonse tya kondema inenga mwe wandinga nebo president na streka ba UPN wozele kentu bashirayo ne bale sabaira mukamuna futi bakambolo byokula alira ko ba HS twali kwapanyaka teko wali wamana. Thank
you very much for coming through. Hello, good morning. Can you reduce the volume on your TV set before you call us? Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Your name and where you're calling us from?
I'm calling from John Lane.
Your name is?
John.
Please go ahead.
Mazabuka kagirizi boto na twatiruga munsi mazuba aba FTJ mu 93 ba body kumburano bagazwa mu MMD wagaba by election kubwengwa no wagaba by election kubwengwa bagatwangana ba body kumbura ari mu aba FTJ kabunyina nkondo muntu uri wose kusara nkintu tayanda tutari gusarirwa pe tutari gutonki bantu ko batayandi muntu wa umukurisadira tayanda kaba barega bankombo mbona muri mbo bagabarega mbona nababa gataya mu zipani mbo bagadisadira kwambo tubabe independent aba balege bara freedom ya bara rights yabo tutari gutosi ibintu ko itereze mubate. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your contribution, Brad Johnny. We continue with the calls. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Your name and where you're
Good
calling us
morning. I'm Mr. Mimbi calling from Umbwa.
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, what I can say, sir, on Mr. Nkombo. Hello?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Yes. There are some issues that we must understand. You know, when Gary Kombo was Minister of Local Government, he was fired. You don't know why he was fired. One. So these are the uncovered issues that we don't know, you and me and the people of Zambia. The other thing, you know, there are some permits which are given by the timetable for campaign. When the police, they know that even if you have that permit, when they see, first of all, they see that where you are going is not good for you to carry out the campaign. They can say, no, let us organize another day so that you have the best campaigns. Now, people, let us not issue statements of saying the president HH is involved. These are professionals. Police now are professionals. They work according to law. Please, let us, the sympathizers of Gary Congo, let us see issues that are based on, issues that are good or bad. Now, the other picture is not seen. So let us not talk a lot, Gary Congo is a man who helped UPND to win the election. Now, if Gary Congo did a mistake while he was still a minister, HH has the right to remove him. Now we don't know what exactly happened. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much for coming through. We really appreciate your contribution. Let's pick two more calls and get into sports. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Kindly reduce the volume on your TV set.
Okay, sir. Netofuna come back opari wa Gary Nkombo.
Ndimwandani mutumira kuti?
Joseph Lungu, Lusaka.
Pitirizani.
I think it's very unfortunate. What I've seen is that the UPND cadres, they have become just like the PF. The first thing that I saw, it was in Chawama, when those people went to church and they started throwing stones to their opponents. It's not supposed to be like that. And I only pray that, of course, the president has said that there will be no violence, and anyone who is found in violence should be caged. But in such cases, I have never seen the president to say anything that those people who were throwing stones in Chawama should be caged, and those people who are fighting Gary Nkombo should be caged. So how are we going to live? Is this the democracy that we want? Please, Zambians, let's make sure that we nurture our democracy. Let's make sure that we preserve our peace. Let's make sure that we preserve the declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation.
Mr. Joseph,
we are one people after all. So please, may God bless Zambia. May God bless people of Zambia. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. We appreciate your contribution. Hello, good morning. Hello. Let's bring in another one. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Your name and where you're calling us from?
I'm calling from Congo.
Your line is not very good, sir.
Hello.
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 Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Please call us back. I think that number is quite bad.
Yeah, kindly call us back on the same line, 0979-958-392, and let us know what your thoughts are. We do have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Unfortunately, we can't communicate with that particular caller, but thank you very much for coming through. You can also call us on the number that is on the screen, 0979-958-392, and let us know what your thoughts are as regards what we are discussing this particular morning. So let's now get to move on the program. as you may be aware, that we are picking your calls on 0979955392, and you are letting us know what your thoughts are as regards what we are discussing this morning. Of course, we are talking about what happened yesterday in Mazabuka district, where independent candidate Gary Nkombo was blocked from launching his campaign, and of course the campaign have been suspended in that particular constituency. Have a caller on the line? Do we have? Okay, so we will continue, but for now, let's take a short break.
On a busy day in Lusaka, right in the middle of a vlogging, Mr. Simon Mwela's phone battery died. Well, he knew what to do next. He called Zambia's top cell phone and accessories dealer. In a flash, problem solved. Across town, Dr. Sia Twambo was getting ready for a presentation when he realized that his PA forgot something. A quick call to Mobile City and his projector screen was delivered in no time. Meanwhile, Vana Fiasasa was about to leave for the village when she remembered she needed a phone upgrade. One call to Mobile City and a new phone arrived just in time. Vana Fiasasa snapping a selfie before hitting the road? But wait, I thought the other guys were in a hurry. For free, fast and reliable delivery, trust Mobile City. Beware of scammers. Mobile City Delivery. You order, we deliver.
Are you passionate about making a positive impact on communities? Do you dream of a career that combines psychology, social justice, and community empowerment?
Enroll in our June 2026 intake for the Diploma in Child and Adolescent Mental Health, community-based work with children and youth.
Dive into a transformative journey of learning and advocacy.
Immerse yourself in courses that explore human development, social policy, and diverse perspectives. Gain hands-on experience through community projects and internships.
REPSI is a TVETA-accredited institution and offers all programs through online situated distance learning. You'll be empowered with the skills to create real lasting impact in communities.
Join us in shaping a brighter, more inclusive future for children and young people. Enroll with us for a program that equips you with the skills to create real, lasting impact.
To start your application, email us admissions.zambia@repsi.org or www.repsi.org or our Facebook page @RepsiZambia or call 0770-707-924. Together, let's make a difference through love, care, and protection for children.
Welcome back. You are still on the Royal Breakfast Show, and of course we are coming to almost to the close of the show, and we can't go before we talk about sports and of course what happened over the weekend in Ndola. There is a Four Nations tournament that is taking place. Zambia is hosting Kenya, Lesotho, and Zimbabwe for that particular Four Nations tournament. There were games that were played over the weekend, and of course we are going to be giving you the results of those particular games and how it went. And of course there were issues that were coming out as regards Barbara Banda's absence. Some of you may have seen her on the bench, but she did not play. Coach Nora gave a clarity as regards why Babla did not play on Saturday. Of course, she did indicate that Barbara had a slight knock and they didn't want to risk her, considering the tournament that is coming up in July. and the fact that Barbara is competing in a very, very competitive league in America. They didn't want to strain her. They wanted to allow her to recover fully and ensure that she's very, very fit for the coming assignments. And that is why probably you did not see Barbara on the pitch as regards the Four Nations tournament. However, Zambia was playing Kenya and they settled for a 1-1 draw, and they had to go to penalties in order for them to get a result from that particular game. And the coach is concerned that the players are not taking advantage of the chances that are being created on the field of play. Mainza, Zambia won and Kenya won, with coach not very happy with how the team played, especially as regards finishing their chances.
There could be a better performance that we could see from the team. I just want to highlight the fact that Barbara was on the bench, because a lot of people came forward and said, why is she on the bench? There were some complaints, but she did come in as assistant coach, and I mean, there's been some jokes around that saying maybe Coach Nora has found her assistant coach. But away from that, I think the performance was fairly okay, in my opinion. I did not. I think that the ladies did really well.
So it was 1-0. With Priska Chilufya scoring for Zambia in the 4th minute, and in the 7th minute, Kenya came back and equalized, and the game had to go to penalties, and Zambia, of course, emerged victorious in that particular encounter, and of course, they've qualified to the final of that Four Nations tournament that is being played on the 11th. That will be between Zambia and Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, who convincingly beat Lesotho by 3-1, though that's just a picture showing the girls celebrating their winning penalty there. And of course, now you may be aware that we are facing Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has not been an easy team to face for Zambia.
Is that so?
Yeah.
I think we should have more confidence in our women. Yes, they're not an easy team to face, but I think we could expect some good. This is the picture that is making rounds on social media, where we did see Barbara is on the bench, but also assistant coach, and she was very active in what was happening. I know Dash was present and traveled all the way to just be at the stadium and enjoy this game, and that is why she's not here this morning. But it was a very exciting game. The environment was good. Supporters did fill up the stadium. Well, not to full capacity, but there was a lot of energy, and people were really excited about it. But we are looking forward to seeing what will happen with Zambia versus Zimbabwe. Now, looking at where we are at as it stands, I know that our performance was not something that a lot of people were confident in, but I think we should walk into the confidence of Zambia versus Zimbabwe with a lot of enthusiasm. I think it will go fairly well.
So that's how it looks like. That's the road to the final. Of course, Zimbabwe did beat Lesotho, and they are in the final, and Zambia did beat Kenya, and they are in the final. So the other game, which is the 3rd and 4th playoff, will be between Lesotho and Kenya. And then the final will be between Zambia and Zimbabwe. And these games will be played on the 9th of June at the Levi Mwanawasa Stadium in Ndola. So that is how it looks like in the Four Nations tournament. Those are the teams that are participating. And that's the team that played against Kenya. It looked like a very, very strong squad. Kundananji was there. Mukoma was there, Priska Chilufya was there, Margaret Belemu was there, Grace Chanda Dangote was there. These are veterans, these are players that have been around for a while now. Irene Lungu was there, Lushomo Mwemba was there. So I think that this is the squad that has been playing for Zambia, except Barbara Banda wasn't there. Martha Tembo did not start this particular game. Who else is missing in that team? Maybe Kawange Mupopo also was not part of that particular team. But basically, this is the team that Zambia will be depending on going into the next tournament. Of course, there will be inclusion of the likes of Enele Spiri, very, very interesting footballer. And also Barbara Banda will be included in that particular team somewhere. And there should be also maybe Kawange Mupopo as well in that particular team. And various other players that have shown. But one of the players is that lady in just number 23, Maluba. She has been very fantastic, and it's interesting to see that now she has cemented her position in the national team. There she is, and the likes of Martha are not there, but she is there. A youngster that was just invited to the national team and took advantage of it, and there she is. She has become a permanent face in the national team. So that's the squad that played against Kenya. Of course, there were some subs that were made, but this is the team that our hopes are on going into the next tournament. Of course, with the inclusion of Barbara and a few other players, this is what we expect to see.
Really exciting and interesting, and we do keep our eyes glued to see how this will pan out. I know we are in the dying minutes, Mr. Cozy, of the show, and one thing which I would like to shed some light on, I know we will touch on what stood out for us during the entire show, but I think for me, something that we didn't really touch on, but we need to shed some light, is the burial tomorrow of Chief Mpezeni. We've had a week long of baptism in powder of the Ngoni speaking people, or just in general the Easterners. But away from that light moment of Ichimbuya, we go back to the very fact that the paramount chief is being put to rest tomorrow. And tomorrow has been declared a day of national mourning. And away from that, we know that different people are traveling from different parts of the world, in the same way that we do see people flood Zambia when it's time for Ntwala. It's also exciting and interesting to see that even in times of difficulty, people are still willing to travel and just extend their life, their love and light to the Eastern people, to the Easterners. And also, on a light note, officially, the Easterners will stop being baptized in powder.
Yeah, and government says that preparations of the final resting place have reached at 85% completion. He will be buried at the Royal Crown. And of course, a lot of people have been sending in their messages of condolences to the people of the Eastern Province, the people of Malawi, the people of Mozambique, who are Ngonis under Chief Mpezeni. And of course, burial is set for tomorrow, and it will be declared Day of National Mourning as we put to rest this gallant son of the soil, Paramount Chief Mpezeni of the Ngoni-speaking people in the Eastern Province. And also, as you have put it, that there has been powder and meal going around on the people from the Eastern Province, and there are people that have really taken it seriously. Honorable Binwa Mpundu has been on rampage, and Cosmas Ngandwe also has been on rampage, ensuring that they keep the Chimbuya going. And there was some fake news earlier in the week indicating that government had banned Chimbuya at this particular funeral, but it was cleared. And I think that this is something difficult to ban for the government. And the Bemba chief also came through and encouraged the Bembas to continue ensuring that they smear powder and meal on the people of the Eastern Province. And this is what I think strengthens the unity in this country. This is what has made all the 74 tribes to live together as a unit, because of how we relate in such cases, and how we have accepted each other from various provinces and various other languages. I think that the funeral of Chief Mpezeni has also shown how united we are as a country. Yesterday we saw the Zimbabwean ambassador who was signing the book of condolences, and of course said that the late chief was a very jovial person, very welcoming person. And I think that that is how he's going to be remembered.
I think also, just to echo what you have said, for all the people that are, in mourning, and also people, the Bemba-speaking people that are extending in Chimbuya, to continue, it does lighten the moment. But away from that also, I think every Zambian, it's safe to say every Zambian is in mourning, and different stakeholders, different people, really with our dear brothers and sisters in this very difficult time. And even as the paramount chief is being put to rest, I know many people today and early hours tomorrow are traveling to the Eastern Province just to be able to attend the funeral. And I do know that Crown TV will bring good updated information in regards to this.
Yes, indeed. We are going to keep you updated as regards the burial of Paramount Chief Mpezeni of the Ngoni-speaking people in the Eastern Province. I was watching some clip on social media of somebody who was trying to condemn Chimbuya and was saying, I think this thing has gone out of hand and should be stopped. And it is the comment section that attracted my attention, how people bashed that particular person and said, look, others were saying, Ukamba weka. This is a tradition that has been with us for the longest time, and you can't just come from nowhere and tell us that we should do. It has gone out of hand. No, Chimbuya is what, and you see, the issue is that it is not the Easterners or the Northerners currently that are complaining about the Chimbuya. So I think I saw yesterday Cosmas trying to smear powder on Honorable Munia Zulu, but he managed to pay, and he was not smeared. And I saw how Honorable Mpundu went on rampage during the funeral, the other funeral that was in the Eastern Province. He also went on rampage, smearing powder on these on the Easterners, and it shows you how this is now our very own Chichi Daisy, also doing her part here and smearing powder on the people from the East. Look at how the victim is welcoming the powder on him. So even doing the Ngoni dance there as Chichi is doing her thing. So Chimbuya is very, very difficult to stop.
And you know what comes to mind for me? I know at Crown TV, Madam Chichi she'll be safer from she should just abscond away. She shouldn't show up because the number of Easterners that were smeared in this powder. But away from that, I think it'll be interesting. The whole nation will have their eyes glued to what people in the corridors of power, influential people, will do to Honorable Binwe Mpundu. It's either his pockets will run dry, or for the period of that funeral, Honorable Binwe Mpundu should not wear comfortable, good-looking clothes, or he should just disappear. In fact, maybe leave the country, because every person from Eastern Province will ensure he is smeared in powder and millimil. And it might seem quite heavy, but I think it does lighten the moment because it's a very difficult time.
Sure.
And in our own tradition, in our own culture, from those of us in the southern side, I remember I experienced at a funeral where we were just not being allowed to sleep. They were drumming the whole night, literally where your head is. And in our own way, I'm still learning as to what that, was about. But it was just to say, no, it's either you pay. And there's all these things that make the moment light because the situation is very heavy.
I remember when that's Honorable Binwe Mpundu, they are taking advantage of the situation and powdering Munia, Honorable Zulu, Munia. And this has been happening. I remember well back when I lost my father, my uncle in Mazabuka. He was a very popular man, Mr. Karisalile. I literally did not attend the burial, but I was there. I was meters away, just to ensure that I'm safe from powder. But anyways, this has been happening in this country. The Chimbuya has been around for a while. And so that's Honorable Mpundu there doing his work.
I can't help it. I really feel sorry for Honorable Bino Mpundu. The day these tables will be turned, it will be a very interesting sight, especially for him. And we do welcome such things. I think they're very important. Ichimbuya is very important.
Yeah.
It's very important, and we will keep an eye out to see what is happening in the eastern side of the country, especially building up to tomorrow and tomorrow itself. And we will keep an eye out.
Yes, we will keep you updated as regards the burial of Paramount Chief Mpezeni, who will be put to rest tomorrow at the Royal Crown in the Eastern Province, just to ensure that you are updated as regards his burial. On that note, we come to the end of today's Royal Breakfast Show. Mainza, what has made the show?
I think what has made the show for me is one seemingly small headline, which is the reduction in the price of Milli Meal, and which we went on and just explored the conversation around the fact that we've seen the reduction in price of some commodities. So for Zambians that have cried over the cost of living, we hope this is not just a situation, as many stakeholders have come and alluded to, which is, no, it's because it's an election year. No. We've been told Zambia is one of the best performing currencies. We've been told Zambian kwacha is appreciating. I guess it's some of the results, and we hope to see a situation where it keeps getting better.
That is it. That's all the program could accommodate. Don't forget to join us again tomorrow at the same time when we bring to you another interesting program. On behalf of the entire production team, have a lovely day ahead of you and continue watching Crown TV. Bye-bye.